of average. MJ Frazier, the freshman of the week in the Pac-12, and California trying to do something they've never done, win in Salt Lake City.
Grown so much.
Jaden Rucker, the 2022 NCAA champion of the vault, sat it down on Monday at Arizona State, dialed in, focused, and perfect back in Salt Lake City.
Her face says it all, but it was her takeoff position that mattered most there. She blocked straight up and was able to spot the ground and come in for that perfect landing. Not easy to do on the Yurchenko 1.5 twist.
They asked for it and they got it, and Jaden Rucker is perfect. It's the first Utah 10 on vault since 2020. Maddie White, their SID, just handed me that note. That was a rip and read. Well, it probably won't be the last one for Jaden Rucker. When you're an NCAA champion, you're flirting with perfection every time you step on the runway. So now, of course, they flip sides, and Utah will move on to the bars where they're 8th in the country, only 3rd in the conference. Remember that the Pac-12 is loaded. All 8 teams are in the top 27. Justin Howell and the Golden Bears go to the vault where they're 2nd best in the conference and number 7 in the country. They have a couple of ranked gymnasts. Lausanne is 13th. D'Souza is number 16. Everybody in the Pac-12, and there are 8 women's gymnastics teams in this conference, will reassemble across town, West Valley City. That's on March 18th for the Pac-12 championships. It's our favorite day of the year. 4 teams go in the morning session, 4 teams in the night. All the scores count. It's 12 hours of gymnastics, and it's only interrupted when Amanda drags me across the parking lot to our favorite sports bar.
Well, I was just going to say, I mean, at this point, right, it's who's going to be the top 4 and the bottom 4, right? 6 of the 8 teams in this conference have already hit a 197 or better this season alone, Utah being the only team notching into the 198 so far, but Cal and UCLA close last week.
And remember, last year we had a 4-way tie for first in the conference, and maybe the surprise was UCLA wasn't one of the 4 teams. We've been watching this conference now for 15 years. The best teams have stayed the best teams, but the teams at the bottom have gotten better. Andy Lee now for Cal to open on the vault.
Yurchenko layout full, took a big hop back there. They have a good mix, 3 vaults that start from that 995, and then the back 3 will see the 10.0. So on the 995 start value vaults, they've got to be clean and they got to find those landings.
Amelie Morgan, the sophomore, will start off the rotation on bars. For years, this was the signature rotation. Tom Pardon made this his baby, but now as the head coach, the beam has become the focus.
Difficult release combination right here, full twisting Pac Salto. Very challenging, nice job, and then look at that pirouette right on top after. I watched her warm up a different dismount than she competed on Monday. Let's see what she does. Giant full to a double tuck and a perfect landing, and I bet that's why they made the change. On Monday, she did a toe front dismount, a little more challenging to land. That is a dynamic way to start, but look at this release move. Anytime you twist an element, it challenges the form, keeping the legs glued together. Not a single deduction there. And then made a change right here, giant full double tuck, knew exactly where she was. It's a confident way to start this rotation.
Just a 9.8 for Andy Lee. Once again, here comes Maddie Williams. Williams was in the 4 spot on the bars and went 9.95.
There it is. Clean, beautiful form.
Yeah, she's been starting to click on this. Her last 4 have been 9.8 or better. Season best against Arizona State at 9.875.
She has a nice patient rhythm to her gymnastics. We saw it on bars, but even on vault, she blocks the table. She waits a second before she wraps into that full twist. It keeps her nice and straight behind the table, and it settles into a great landing.
9.875 for Amelie Morgan. And here comes McKenna Smith. McKenna Smith, a freshman, just having a moment to herself, dancing to the music in front of 14,000 people and a national TV audience. Eating pressure for lunch.
She's one of the 2 athletes they've added to the lineup. They didn't lose any routines on this event from last year. Clean combination work.
She went 9-9 at Metroplex last week. All of her scores 9.825 or better on bars. Gotta hold it.
Oh, double Arabian dismount. Comes off the bar with that half twist and then does a double front. So when she's coming into the landing, watch where her eyes are looking. Comes off the bar, opens up, and she's looking out, almost into the fans. So it makes it challenging. You have to have great air awareness. Nicely done.
9.8 for Lee, and now Williams betters it with a 9.85. And here comes Casey Brown, freshman from Albany. That's in the Bay Area. Been on the vault in now 6 of 8 meets. 9.825 against Arizona State. Her best. Looking for more here in a big meet.
Little rebound there. She has a 1.5 twist and a full. So kind of opting again for that risk and reward. Was going for the stick there, was just a little stiff on the landing.
Still waiting for the score of McKenna Smith. And now it's in 9.875. Great start for Utah on bars where they average 49.35, so they're ahead of that pace. And once again, here comes Abby Brenner. Abby Brenner has been fantastic on this. She is a 9.8 plus machine on bars. Coming off season highs 9.875 at the Metroplex, and then bettered it at Arizona State on Monday with a 9.925.
Huge Jaeger flip to start the routine. Directly connected down to the low bar. Little Archie on that cast. Finishes with the fast flipping double layout. Needs to find the landing. Beautiful. Really, the only small mistake was that final cast handstand. She had a little arch in her back. I do think it got close to vertical, but I think they'll take a small deduction there.
She's having a good night already. 9.9 in the opening rotation on vault. Remember, transferred from Michigan, but she no longer has blue and gold. Her whole closet's full of red and white now, and they have accepted her here.
You can see right there, she normally has a much better rhythm on the cast handstand, but what great job she did recovering and not showing any mistakes there.
9.775 for Brown. Nevaeh D'Souza once again. D'Souza had a 9.85 on bars. Hold on to it.
She held on to it. She was a little off center on the mat. You can see those white lines show the direction behind the table. You obviously want to come off and stay directly behind.
D'Souza top 20 on the vault, ranked 16th. Got a season high at 9.925. And she's done that in 2 of the last 3 meets. Brenner goes 9.95. Sage Thompson. Thompson mounting the bars for the 6th time this year. Her scores have been kind of scattered. Season high 9.925 Monday at Arizona State.
Maloney back down to the Pax Salto. Perfect pirouette right on top. Sage is an athlete that has a variety of tricks to use on this event. Finishing with the double layout. Taking that small step back with the right foot. Beautiful routine.
California trying to block out the noise. 9.85, remember, 5 compete, you can drop a low score, so they'll want to leave Brown's 9.775. Lazan and Frazier with 10.0 start values, along with D'Souza. So this is where the quality increases at the back end of the order. Maya Lazan, 3 weeks ago, tied the school's all-time record in the all-around, 39.7.
Beautiful technique. Took that hop forward, but the power, the position in the air, beautiful.
She had that left arm taped in warm-ups. Can't really see it in the long sleeve Leo. That's why she's not in the bars lineup.
Look how far she gets on that I mean, if she puts a perfect landing on that, there'll be no question.
You think they can see in the bear head?
I was just wondering.
That's what I'm worried about. Apparent. 9-9 for Sage Thompson. That is an excellent score. So right now, their low score is a 9-8, 7-5, and here comes Miley O'Keefe. Miley's still doing the double Arabian dismount?
She does. Good job. Look at you. She has added a new skill into this routine, though, right out of her release to the high bar. Oh, she did a bail earlier in the season. Beautiful pack salto there.
The last four have all been 9-9 or better.
Here comes the double Arabian, half twist off the bar, double front.
Oh, come on! Oh, she nods right along with the crowd. She says, yes, I agree, that was great.
Well, she has gotten a perfect 10 on bars last year, but this year it's been all about the balance beam. This is not easy to do. Miley strives for perfect execution. It doesn't matter what the event is. And that comes from good technique. But she knows exactly where she is on that double front. She wraps it in really tight, and that gives her the ability to open up and kind of float into that landing.
I love the nod, too. You know, she is just quietly confident. 9-8-5, so now they just need Frazier to come through with something 9-8-5, and they'll have a great rotation. They can leave Brown's score behind. MJ Frazier, the reigning freshman of the week. And Frazier on the vault 4 times has gone 9-8-5 or better.
And a double twist. Oh, had to take that step back. You can see the potential on this event, and I think that's what Liz Crandall-Howe was talking about. They have put together some incredible meets, but if they stick these vaults, that's what's gonna take them to that 198 range in the team score. So lots of possibilities still on this event.
So we'll check MJ's score here in a moment and see how it affects the rotation. Remember that California led after the first rotation, even though Jaden Rucker got a 10 on vault for Utah, and 9-9-5 for Miley O'Keefe. So they already have a big score in the book, and now they have Crystal Issa. The pressure is off for Issa. She has had 6 straight scores on bars of 9-8-5 or better, went 9-9-7-5 at Metroplex. That means one judge thought she was perfect.
This bar routine has a fast pace to it. Everything Crystal does looks like fun. She's beaming ear to ear. She's always smiling and laughing. Her gymnastics has this light, fun bounce to it, and it's amazing. Difficult giant full, immediate double layout.
Well, Utah was already guaranteed a 49-5-5 in the rotation. And we'll wait and see what Issa's score is before making it official, but it's a big number.